Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. I'm really excited to dive in today. So this week I am asking the records, how can we support ourselves in tumultuous times? Maybe you've been feeling impacted by things going on in the news, politically, in all the different ways, all over the world. There's all kinds of stuff. There's hurricanes, there's elections all over the world, there's wars, there's a lot going on. And so I thought it would be a worthwhile question to ask the records. How can we support ourselves? What can we do in moments, in these times that feel perhaps overwhelming or feel like they're impacting us, they're taking a toll on us? What can we do? And the records are offering us this inquiry, this contemplation. What is the shape of your root system? What is the shape of your root system? So you can imagine this. I love all the nature metaphors. So thinking of yourself as a living being, maybe a plant being, just for a moment, playfully imagining this. What do your roots look like under the ground if you were a being that had roots? What's the shape of your root system? And so what they mean by this is, do you have one long, like, taproot structure? And I'm by no means a nature expert, but we can just imagine. And the details will not be correct. I won't have the right names for everything, but you can just imagine the imagery and hopefully get the gist of what I'm saying. So they're saying, do you have like one long root that goes deep down? Do you have a couple of small, shallow roots that are there at the surface? Or do you have like a very intricate, very wide, almost like radial root system that goes in all directions, that has varying depths, that some are up top, some are deep, some are really thick, some are really tiny and new? And what they're saying with this is, through this inquiry and this imagery, they're saying one thing that we can do is diversify our root system a little bit. So if, and I'll explain this more clearly in a moment, but what they're really asking is, where are you getting your nourishment from? Where are you getting your inner resourcing from, your outer resourcing from? How do you literally support yourself? And one way to think of this is like, maybe you've heard of like multiple streams of income. This is like multiple streams of nourishment. Can you begin to cultivate or deepen, strengthen the streams of nourishment that you have, right? These roots. So what they're really asking is like, noticing, what is it in your life that resources you, that serves as the antidote to the overwhelm, to the impact of everything else going on? What is the stuff that feels restorative for you? And maybe that's a TV show that you love. Maybe that's a favorite type of tea that you like to drink each day. Maybe it's stepping outside for a moment in the middle of the day. Maybe it's a person, right? Maybe it's a beloved. Maybe it's a kid. Maybe it's a dear friend. Maybe, it's like going on a walk or just looking out the window. So it's finding these things that nourish you. And so practically what you can do is make a list of your roots, make a list of the streams of nourishment that you have already coming in, and seeing what are the things that which are the roots that are a little bit tiny, shallow, that I'm not really using, that I could strengthen a little bit more. Maybe I love this tea, but I don't take the time to make it. Maybe I know I feel good when I step outside now and then throughout the day, but I'm not really taking the time to do that. And then noticing what are the really thick, strong, deep, reliable roots. And maybe that is connecting with your partner regularly at the end of the day. Maybe it's, calling a friend and talking to them each week, whatever it is. What are the things that are there that are really strong that you can lean into, rest into, activate, and consciously imbue with your love and attention to call in that nourishment that provides you with that resourcing and restorative feeling. So when they're asking what's the shape of your root system, they're encouraging us to diversify the roots that we have. Have some that go really deep, and maybe that's your personal practice, your spiritual practice, connecting with yourself. Maybe that is like the one person, the partner, whatever it is. Maybe it's a therapist even that you find like a lot of solace in connecting with, having the deep roots. And then it's like, do you have roots at all these different levels? And so then the smaller roots that might be on top might be the little restorative nourishments that you get throughout the day, that are the tea, the moment outside, the looking out the window, whatever it is. So do you have roots in multiple directions? Do you have roots at multiple levels of depth? That way, wherever the nutrients are available, you have all of these like very diversified streams of nourishment, multiple streams of nourishment that are coming in and serving you throughout the day. And so when all of the stuff is happening in the outer world that's impacting us, if you have a strong, diversified, active, healthy root system, that's the thing that can support us. That's how we can support ourselves, is looking to and strengthening the root systems, looking to and strengthening the things, the ways that we literally physically resource ourselves. So that might seem extremely obvious, because it kind of is. How can we support ourselves? It's look to the nourishment and see where do my roots need a little bit of watering or tending or care? Where are the roots that I'm not really using? Where are the roots that are really serving me and are really strong? So activating your root system, getting creative with it, pulling in, adding in more sources of nourishment throughout the day, whatever that might be. That could be as simple as, looking at something beautiful for a moment, appreciating the paintings that you have hanging on your walls, or even changing the background on your phone now and then to something lovely that feels joyful to look at. There's so many simple ways, and so that's the invitation for today. Can you become aware and really consciously engage with the strong roots that you already have, making sure they're tended to and cared for? And can you get creative and maybe start sprouting some smaller roots that you wouldn't have thought, that are the little tiny things that add a little bit of joy and pleasure and sanctuary to your experience throughout the day? So that's where I'm going to leave you for today. And I would love to know what your favorite micro, like tiny roots, tiny ways of nourishing are, and your big ones. So what are your favorite roots? What are your favorite sources and streams of nourishment? Please let me know. This could be such a beautiful way to offer creative ideas to each other in the comments. And if you don't want to share in a comment, but you still want to share with me what sparked within you, you can send me a message through my website. I would love to hear what this sparks within you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you well until next time. Namaste.